Hi guys. Okay, so I'm out here in my garden today, and this is one of my mini Limelight hydrangeas that I have in my garden. Ignore the bottom, I still need to pine straw. I'm about to do that after this video. But I wanted to hop on and just show you. Okay, so as you most have probably know, this is a panicle hydrangea, which means that it blooms on new growth. So you can prune it back early spring and it will bloom. Whereas your big leaf or your macrophylla hydrangeas, you do not want to prune those back except right after they bloom, because if you prune them back anytime after about August 1st, you're pruning off the next year's blooms or buds. So with this one, with that being said, these are very hardy for zones that do get a lot of snow, because the branches can break off and you'll still get blooms that year. Whereas big leaf, the branches break off and you may or may not get blooms that year, depending on if it's an endless summer, which blooms on new growth too. Here in zone 8, southern Alabama, we don't have that problem because we don't get but maybe flurries every few years. I mean, we just don't see snow. I wish we did sometimes, but you know, you get what you get. But I did have a few that broke off this year, and I wanted to show you. So I have this little hole, which it's not so much a hole anymore because I mean, this thing is just growing like crazy, but I wanted to show you. So whenever you have the new growth coming out, you have these 2 new leaves here. And if you go in and you just snap off those 2 leaves, it will produce 2 new branches. So this is how you can make your hydrangea more bushy. If you don't want, if you have a lot of leggy growth at the bottom that you want to hide or anything like that, which I will show you here in just a few minutes on another one that I have that I'm training to be more bushy. But this is what will happen. So I snipped these off a few days ago, and look what's coming up. 2 new branches. So that's what'll happen, and then you'll have 2 new branches, and if you want, you can snip those, and it will just get a lot more bushier. These plants are very hardy, and I will show you as well. If you want a hydrangea that will grow, let me tell you, this thing has amazed me. So just this growing season, I trimmed it back in the spring to right here. And this is all of our new growth for this year. That is crazy. And here, I mean, mind you, we are only in early to mid-May right now. And it is just amazing the amount of growth that these things have put on. I mean, that is crazy. So if you want a hydrangea that will grow very quickly, I really suggest getting a Limelight, because this is a proven winter's plant and it is very hardy. I think it goes down to zone 3 through 9. It's also really good with being resistant to, pests. So I did have some problems with caterpillars, and we have a really bad grasshopper problem around here. But for the most part, I haven't really had much issues, other than a few nibbles here and there on the leaves, which that will get better. But it's very bright outside, but I'm going to take you over to another hydrangea right over here and show you what I'm talking about turning it from being super bushy to not, or from super leggy to not, to more of a bushy appearance here. Okay, so this is a Limelight hydrangea as well in my front garden. And it, as you can see, it is very leggy. I mean, you can see those, and really I could train it to be a tree, but I have another one on the other side that's more bushy, and so I would rather this one be bushy. So what I've done is I've gone in, like I said, and snipped, and these have been snipped a little bit late, like it's been a little bit longer. And see the new 2 branches that have come out from where I snipped? So that's what'll happen, is you'll snip and then you'll get 2 new branches off of where you snipped off those leaves. So that's why I snipped it, so that I could have a more bushy plant. So that is what you can do to make your plant have more branches and be more full and not so leggy. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. There's a ton of butterflies over here on my butterfly bushes. They're all flying away but they are just loving it. So this is the Pugster. This is also a Proven Winners. This is a Pugster pink butterfly bush. And then there's also one back there on that lavender. But they just love this area. I have tons of lavender and butterfly bushes, and they just eat it up. They love it. But anyway, so I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.